Good morning, children. Hope you all are good and safe. So, children, in my last video of diseases, I have explained you what is the outview of diseases, what are diseases, what are the categories of the diseases. So, today I will explain you back about the bacterial diseases, protozoal diseases, and some parasitic worm diseases. Now, so in my last video I have already explained you this, that disease is divided into two categories, congenital and acquired. Congenital means genetic one. So acquired one is divided into two types further, communicable and non-communicable. Okay, so contagious and non-contagious can be direct contact and indirect contact, and non-communicable can be deficiency diseases, metabolic diseases, degenerative diseases, metabolic allergies, and injuries. I have already given examples, few examples related to this slide, so please check through it now. So health is a state of physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of a disease. This definition is given by WHO. Okay, and what is disease? Disease is any abnormal condition of the body or mind that causes discomfort or malfunctioning of a body or any body organ. So what is the, and I told you that disease, with a scientific outlook we can say that every disease is having a cause. Okay, based on that cause we can cure the diseases. So the cause of the diseases can be intrinsic factor, which is already present in our body, inside the body, and external means our environment, pollution and all. So intrinsic factor means it can be malfunction of any body organ. Okay, now genetic, it can be genetic also, it can be hormonal imbalances due to stress and all other things, and it can be due to the allergies. Now this extrinsic factor means our outside environment. So our atmosphere also affects us. So it can be of by microorganism, by pollution, by imbalanced diet, deficiency diseases, and by our habit. Okay, if our lifestyle is not good, if then also we will get the diseases. Now there again, in this slide they are showing there are two types of diseases, communicable and non-communicable. Communicable can easily be transmitted from one unhealthy person to a healthy person, or from one to another person, whereas non-communicable diseases do not get transmitted from one person to another person, or spread from one person to the another person. So you should know the definition, you should know the examples as well. Now in this syllabus, in your syllabus we will, you know what, children, what are pathogens? Pathogens are the disease causing agents. Okay, so in your syllabus 4 pathogen and their related to their diseases are given. Okay, so it is already written the syllabus includes only those diseases which are printed in blue letters. So in your 9th class only we will study about all 4 type of diseases which is caused by these pathogens. First one is bacteria. So bacteria, three examples are given. So this cholera, typhoid and tuberculosis, which is TB, is caused by bacteria. AIDS, chickenpox and hepatitis is caused by viruses. Malaria, amoebic dysentery and sleeping sickness is caused by protozoa. And Helminths is Ascariasis, Teniasis and Filariasis. So these are the diseases which is caused by parasitic worms. Remember. Okay, so at least remember two examples of each. Now what is incubation period? Children, we have already explained you incubation period or this diseases chapter in class 8 also. So incubation period is the period which is between the entry of the germs, when germ enter or bite us, like you know, when mosquito, in case of malaria, when this female Anopheles mosquito bite us, it injects the plasmodium through any saliva or any means. It injects that entry, that first entry of that protozoa, and the appearance of first symptom of malaria, chilling you can say, or fever you can say, that period between entry of the germs and the appearance of the first symptom of the disease is called incubation period, and it is different from different diseases. So here I am showing you the table. You can see in this table for different diseases like pneumonia, diphtheria, cholera, tetanus and others, incubation period is given. So pneumonia 1 to 3 days. 3 days means within 1 to 3 days the first symptoms we can see. Now the worst case is this leprosy and HIV AIDS. Okay, several years, more than 12 years, okay, 15 years it will take. So and we will not unable to trace that the person is suffered from AIDS or leprosy or any rabies also 1 month. So incubation period is different in different diseases. Okay, now diseases caused by bacteria. So in a bracket it is written on the first 3 are in the syllabus, rest is not, means the next slide that I will show you, or it is given in the next page of your book. Okay, so it is only 3 are given. These 3 are important bacterial diseases that you should remember. So in this table, you know, it is very easy if you will remember this, or you will learn this table, because every information related to these diseases are given. Their incubation period is given, their mode of transmission. Mode of transmission means how it transmit, means it is a waterborne disease, it is a foodborne disease, it is a vector-borne disease, which type of disease it is, what are the symptoms and what are the prevention. Okay, it can be vaccination, it can be any medicine, it can be anything. Now tuberculosis, and in the bracket you can see here, in the bracket their causative agent is given. Okay, causative agent means which bacteria, name of the bacteria. So this Mycobacterium tuberculosis causes tuberculosis. Okay, so this is causative agent is given in the bracket. So cholera is caused by Vibrio cholera, same as typhoid is caused by Salmonella typhi. So you should, or causative agent you should remember. Causative agent means pathogen or bacteria who causes this disease. Now incubation period for tuberculosis is 2 to 10 weeks, and it is transported through air, dust, sputum or infected person. So it is a communicable diseases and it is a airborne diseases. Now symptoms are persistent cough, fever, bloody mucus, loss of weight, fatigue, chest pain, breathlessness, and the prevention is BCG, Bacillus calmette-guerin vaccination. Okay, and patient should be, we should keep patient in isolation also. Cholera, few hours to 6 days. It is a waterborne disease, or it can spread by flies also, so vector-borne also. Acute diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, dehydration, all these are the reduced urination. All these are the symptoms of this disease. Now how we can prevent it? When we will keep our surroundings clean, proper sanitation, personal hygiene and community hygiene. I have already explained you in the health chapter. Please watch that video. So control of flies, avoid exposed food, anti-cholera injection, all are the prevention. Third one is typhoid. Typhoid is a disease which is caused by Salmonella typhi. Okay, so for this disease also incubation period is for 7 to 21 days, and it is also a water and vector-borne disease. Symptoms are high fever, acute headache, red nose, reddish eruption, chest, diarrhea, etc. And proper sanitation we should prevent through proper sanitation and anti-typhoid vaccination only. Okay, now children, these 3, as it is already mentioned, it is in your course. So please remember the causative agent and mode of transmission, their incubation period. what are the important symptoms and prevention. Now in these you can say other extra is given, but these are not in your syllabus, okay, but useful to know. So you should know about the tetanus, that it is caused by Clostridium tetani. Syphilis, it is caused by Treponema pallidum. Diphtheria, it is caused by Corynebacterium diphtheria. Whooping cough, Haemophilus pertussis. Pneumonia, Diplococcus pneumoniae. Leprosy, Mycobacterium leprae. And gonorrhea, Neisseria gonorrhoeae. Okay, so what is the mode of transmission, symptoms, prevention? Please go through it. Now next is protozoa. Children, in my last video I have already explained you vectors, about the vectors and vector borne diseases. So here in your course there are 3 vector borne diseases is given. First one is malaria. Malaria, as you know, it is a it is a vector borne disease which is caused by protozoa plasmodium. So it is caused by plasmodium, and it is transmitted through the bite of the female Anopheles mosquito along with its saliva. Okay, incubation period is 3 weeks, and then it multiplies within this week. What will happen? It will multiplies and grows in our red blood cells, and symptoms are chilling, cold, patient feel cold with repeated fever and all. Okay, and it grows and multiplies with the mosquito. So drugs are important drugs which is used to prevent this malaria is quinine, paludrine, camoquine, all are the drugs. Okay, and this diseases commonly occur in the summer season, hot or humid countries also. Now what are the control measure? We should avoid mosquito bite, we should use mosquito repellents and nets. Okay, second disease, protozoa disease, is amoebic dysentery, which is also called as amoebiasis. So it is a kind of amoeba, and you all know amoeba, unicellular organism. Okay, so it is ant amoeba which is caused by ant amoeba histolytica. And what it do, it destruct the or break the lining of the large intestine, and diarrhea with gripping pain and discourse of mucus, these are the symptoms. Okay, so it is basically caused by contamination of food. Okay, so it is a foodborne disease. Incubation period is 1 week, and what we should do, we should keep our surroundings neat and clean, proper sanitation we should maintain, and we should protect our food from dust and flies. We should cover our food basically. Now sleeping sickness. Sleeping sickness disease is caused by again one protozoa, that is called Trypanosoma brucei gambesni and Trypanosoma brucei rhodesians. Okay, so it is gets transmitted by the Cetus fly. Now symptoms are very common: fever, headache, itchiness, joint pain, the first pain. This I have already explained you. Okay, now what is the incubation period? So as you can see that incubation period is 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, now the patient later on suffer from confusion, poor coordination, numbness, troubling in sleeping, all are the sleeping sickness that symptoms. Now this phase is also called as neurological phase, and it can be fatal. It is very fatal, very dangerous, and treatment is by metarsofol drug. So we should give medicines, proper medicines. So sleeping sickness is caused by the protozoa. Now I am showing you few diseases which is called by parasitic worms. Okay, so these worms also affect our body. It can from any whenever through our food, through our raw vegetables, it enters into our body, and it will cause diseases. Like first one is Ascaris. So causative agent, in this table causative agent is also given. So Ascaris, you can see it is a round worm, Picture is also, I am showing you here picture also. So it is caused, mode of transmission is contaminated food and water. So when we will drink the dirty water, or when we will consume the dirty food, spoiled food, it can go, these worms can go inside in our body, enter inside in our body, and the symptoms are loss of weight, vomiting, pain in abdomen, etc. Now what is the prevention? Prevention is we should avoid intake of unhygienic conditions. So we should take proper sanitation. Same thing, we have to take the drugs, mebendazole and piperazine citrate drugs, they have written here. Now Teniasis is also a parasitic worm, which is it is a disease which is caused by Taenia solium. You can see here the picture, it is a very long worm. Now if we will eat the uncooked pork and beef, meat of cow and that pig, then we will get suffered from this disease, Teniasis. So the symptoms are loss of weight and pain in abdomen. It will cause the food poisoning also. Okay, so now improper feces, if same thing only, if we will maintain the proper sanitation, or if we will not follow the sanitation rules, then we will not cure. Okay, so we should take care of these unhygienic conditions. Now drugs is given, that is antihelminth. So remember, if in this table you can write about this ascaris, or shortly you can learn also. So I am showing you the tables. Now in this also you can say ascaris, Teniasis, that I have already explained you, and last one is filariasis, which is also called as elephantiasis. Okay, so it is a tropical disease. It is also called as elephantiasis, and it is caused by the filarial worm, that is called Wuchereria bancrofti. Okay, so causative agent is given. How it is caused? It is caused by the bite of female Culex mosquito. Okay, so what happened? These tiny worms lie in our lymphatic system. It enters into our lymphatic system, and which contain lymph, and lymph contains the WBC and all. So basically they block our lymphatic this lymph circulation, which is a fluid. Okay, so what will happen? And it block the lymph circulation by the worms, resulting in the inflammation of lymph gland. So lymph gland will become swollen. Okay, and vessels also, both. So what is the symptoms? Symptoms is lymph will become swollen like a elephant lymph. So the picture is not there. Okay, so the lymph will become, or legs will become swollen, and fever with chills is also one of the symptoms. What is the treatment? Treatment is they are given anti-inflammatory or analgesics, means anti-filarial drugs. Okay, and we should keep ourselves away from this vector, these worms and all. So basically we should keep ourselves and our surrounding neat and clean. If we will keep ourselves and our surrounding neat and clean, then we will not get suffered from such diseases. So now children, please remember the disease name, their causative agent, mode of transmitted, symptoms, how we can prevent it. Okay, in short, you can learn from these tables. Now in my next class I will explain you what are the viral diseases. About the viral diseases, how it is caused, what are viruses, and how it is transmitted to us. Thank you and have a nice day.